AEW Dynamite starts off with the Hurt Syndicate. MVP ends up saying that he wants to help younger talent take them to the next level. And then he ends up saying, he mentioning his business card, mentioning that if he offers this to you, that means he sees potential. But if you end up declining it, you end up getting destroyed, basically how Swerve did last week. Then he ends up mentioning his Swerve attack, mentioning how he wanted to help Swerve, but Swerve didn't, but Swerve ended up refusing. Swerve comes out, tries to come out to attack, but security stops him, and he basically says he wants Bobby Lashley at full gear. So we're gonna get Swerve and Bobby at full gear. I can't wait to see how that match plays out. That match should be amazing. I'm assuming Bobby will win the first match. Yeah, that's Bobby Lashley's first. There's no way you have Bobby Lashley lose his first match in AEW. But that match should be amazing. I can't wait. I'm liking this new group. So far with MVP as the mic worker, I'm liking it. Bobby Lashley does feel he he does feel different than he did in WWE, which is a good thing. Cause I wasn't the biggest fan of Bobby Lashley, so hopefully this is the thing that could turn me around. But I'm liking it. Also, this video is coming out late only due to me being busy with work, so that's why this video is coming out late. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this feud plays out, and I can't wait to Full Gear. This match should be amazing. After this, we end up getting Pac, Claudio versus Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. I'm not gonna speak too much on this because it ended in disqualification. It ended the same way how it typically does with John Moxley crew basically destroying everyone and staying tall. Now I want to say this though. They have a am I tripping or is this a new name? I could have sworn this was not their name when they first started. So you guys let me know. But the Death Riders, I don't know how I'm feeling about this name. The name isn't, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's not good either. I feel like they could have just kept Blackpool Combat Club. If they wanted to change the name, I get it, but Death Riders was the best they could come up with. Like, I'm not really feeling the name. I'm gonna be honest. I think the name is not that. But maybe this name was always there. Maybe there's some history behind. I don't know. This is new to me. Maybe they changed it on Collision. Maybe it was there when they first introduced this new group. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe this been their name. I don't know. But this is new to me. You guys let me know about it. I don't really like the like I said, I don't like the new name, but it is what it is. I will say this about the attacks. They gotta change up their format when it comes to them attacking. I get it. I understand it. I get the whole point of them constantly attacking, but it's getting a bit repetitive. Now, I don't mind repetitiveness depending on the end goal. Right now, we don't really know we kind of know what the end goal is with this, but not really. So it's like, it's different with the bloodline. The bloodline, we know what the end goal is to build up Solo and his bloodline to be dominant. That way for Roman to have something to overcome. This is, you could say, is the same thing, but at least when the bloodline does it, they're beating down on Roman Reigns and Jimmy, guys with credibility. It's hard to do it when they're doing it against people who don't have credibility, outside of Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. But overall, I'm still interested to see where the story goes, but they gotta slow down with the beatdowns. After this, we end up getting the conglomeration versus the Learning Tree in a 6-man tag match. The conglomeration is winning, and Ishii was the one to pin Jericho. He's gonna be most likely, yeah, he's next in line for the Ring of Honor World Championship. I don't care. Low key is getting to the point where I low key want to stop mentioning Jericho on my channel because it's getting ridiculous. The only reason why I mention him is because he's still a big part of AEW television, which he shouldn't be, but it's ridiculous. Ishii is not winning. He's just not. They're going to clearly give the title back to Mark Briscoe. I almost said Jay Briscoe. They're going to give it back to Mark Briscoe. It doesn't make sense for Ishii to win, like, because the whole story is really about him mentioning his brother and him keep disrespect. It's going to go back to Mark Briscoe. I don't. I mean, I guess. I mean, Ishii for like the millionth time is gonna face Chris Jericho. I don't care about the match because we already know how the match is gonna play out. Yeah, it's just whatever. Yeah, I don't know how much Chris Jericho I could take on my TV, but yeah, most likely that's gonna be the Full Gear match, and I could care less. After this, we end up getting Adam Cole versus Malachi Black. Malachi Black is Adam Cole's second opponent. Adam Cole ends up picking up the victory. Not gonna, the thing I want to get about is after this, he ended up mentioning that him and Roderick Strong can make this into a triple threat match, which I kind of don't understand because MJF said out of his mouth that the first to get 3 wins faced him at Full Gear. But they're changing the story to make it where they just both have to get 3 wins in a count. Like, I don't understand that. Now, I don't mind them making it a triple threat because I think when Adam Cole and MJF have a one-on-one match, I think that match should strictly be at World's End. I don't think it should be at Full Gear. I think that should be waiting until World's End. But the way they got here was kind of weird because MJF said specifically the first to 3 wins. I could be wrong. Maybe I need to rewatch that segment, but I could have sworn he said the first to 3 wins face him at Full Gear. Now it's, well, if they both get 3 wins, they both face him, which I don't know. Maybe I got to rewatch it. Maybe I'm in the wrong. You guys let me know. Maybe I need to rewatch that segment, but I could have sworn he said the first. But he ends up saying that Tony Khan was the one that ended up making that deal. So we may end up getting a triple threat match at Full Gear. After this though, MJF of course is frustrated, with Adam Cole winning. He ends up making a call. And at first we didn't know, but later in the show it ended up being revealed as Don Callis that he makes a call, gives him money, and he gives him the diamond ring. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Don Callis plays a factor into Adam Cole. Is he going to cost Adam Cole few of his matches to make sure he doesn't face MJF at Full Gear, or is this just going to not end that well? Interested to see how this plays out though. Now we end up getting Hangman, Jay White. Not gonna speak too much on this. They end up just having a brawl, a back and forth. Hangman was trying to attack the leg of Jay White, trying to injure him, but failed. Jay White does the same thing. So it looks like in the match that they're gonna have at Full Gear, they're probably gonna both try to injure each other, try to play some type of leg injury with one of them. Don't know who. Maybe it's gonna be Jay White since he's the baby face. So they're probably gonna play leg injury with him. So they're gonna have some type of leg angle, it seems like, with both of them. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. The feud has been solid. It's been very solid so far. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I'm assuming Hangman would probably win at Full Gear, but I'm not really sure. But I'm assuming he will probably win since Jay White won last time. So it will make sense for Hangman to get his win back. But I'm interested in the feud nonetheless, and I'm excited for that match. After this though, we end up getting Mercedes. She ends up trying to hit Chris Statlander with her car, but Camille ends up missing. And then Chris Statlander ends up taking the both out. Now, I'm not going to speak too much on it because this was terrible. I'm going to be honest. Everything from this setup was just terrible. The acting, the fighting, everything was just terrible the way they pulled this off. But one thing I will want to notice is Mercedes Moné is treating Camille more and more worthless, and she's starting to be more disrespectful towards Camille, which I am liking. I am liking her being more disrespectful towards Camille because I think it's time. I think it's time for them to break up. This is doing nobody nothing. I think they need to separate. Now, I don't know what Camille is going to do by herself because I just don't see it. But I think Mercedes needs to just be on her own, do her own thing. So I do like that. So I am interested is to see if they're going to continue to play that story of Camille constantly messing up, can't do anything right, and Mercedes being the one to just constantly just feel like that she doesn't need Camille and eventually kick her to the curb. Camille is giving me a lot of Raquel vibes right now with her being completely useless. The match at Full Gear should be interesting with her and Mercedes, but I am liking this new turn that they're going with Mercedes with her disrespecting Camille a bit because I do like that. Hopefully it leads to something. Now we end up getting Christian Cage. He cuts a promo. Hook comes out. And he basically ends up admitting to attacking Taz, but he ends up saying that he attacked him because he wants Hook to be his new son and that he needed to be the only voice of reasoning in Hook's ear. Then he starts mentioning how Taz was a big fish in a small pond, referring to ECW, but when he came to WWE, he couldn't hang. He wasn't that good, and that he had to go on commentary. Then he ends up comparing his career to Taz and ends up saying that, would you rather follow your father's career or follow my career? And then he ends up, towards the end of it, ends up saying that he wishes that his father wasn't alive anymore. Hook, of course, gets frustrated, tries to go in the ring, tries to attack, but they end up avoiding and leaving the ring. I'm enjoying the story. I am enjoying this story. I think it's decent. I am curious to see who wins this match because logically speaking, you would go with Hook, but I don't think this feud is going to end off of one match. So I'm going to most likely think Christian wins because, yeah, I'm going to most likely think Christian will win this feud, honestly. I don't even know why I'm acting like this is a prediction video, but yeah, this is definitely going to be a longer feud. There's no way this feud ends for 1 month. Plus, they need to have this feud last a little longer until Christian cashes in his contract, which I don't think he's going to do it successfully. I think he's going to fail because John Moxley as champion, you're not cashing in that successful. They're not going to have Christian Cage be the one to do it. But I am interested to see where this story goes. Then we end up getting the main event. Not gonna speak about the main event that much. The babyface ends up winning. Don't need to speak about that. The main story is basically Will Ospreay coming back, making his return, getting his payback. That's really it. I'm not gonna speak about the main event. Ricochet did pin Konosuke, so I don't know if they're gonna do something with that where he faces Konosuke for the championship. I don't really know if they're gonna play that storyline. But yeah, Will Ospreay is back, so he's gonna be back on weekly television, I'm assuming, do the story with Kyle Fletcher. And then I don't know if he goes back for the international title because honestly, I don't mind him an international champion, but I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of getting fatigued of Will Ospreay. Not in a sense of, I don't know. I just don't want to see him champion right now. I really don't. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to see him as international championship again. International champion again. I just don't want to see it. I just don't. Because that would be his third time winning it. Yeah, no. I just don't want to see it. I don't know what it is. I don't. Will Ospreay is great, but no, I don't want to see it. I just don't. I just give it to someone else if someone's going to dethrone Konosuke. It makes sense for him to be the one to dethrone him, but I just don't want to see it. But overall, this was a good episode of Dynamite. I enjoyed it. This was a good episode of Dynamite. You guys let me know your opinions down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.